Yingzi quickly covered her mouth to stifle a gasp of surprise, thinking to herself, "Oh dear, things are escalating. It seems even Teacher Lai has been added to the boss's harem." Seeing that she still hadn't left, Chen Yuan frowned and asked, "Is there something else?" Yingzi replied flustered, "No, nothing at all. I'll take my leave now, boss." After saying that, she turned and departed, her mind racing. It was one thing for the boss to date students, but he wouldn't even spare his own teacher. It was truly unbelievable. She had still underestimated him. Returning to the room with an armful of gifts, Chen Yuan said with a smile, "I've prepared a few things for you both. For Uncle, 2 cartons of cigarettes and 2 bottles of Fetishan. Furthermore, knowing your passion for fishing, I've prepared a set of high-end gear. For Auntie, I've purchased a set of gold jewelry and a box of premium tea, as I know you enjoy it." Upon receiving the gifts, Old Lai immediately began to inspect them. Looking at the rod, he asked excitedly, "A Senjaku rod from Gamakatsu? Xiao Chen, do you actually understand such things?" Chen Yuan smiled and replied, "Indeed I do." After inspecting it, Old Li beamed. "Chen Yuan, you are truly thoughtful." On the other side, Lu Zhen was stunned as she looked at the jewelry in the box. "Chen Yuan, how much did these pieces cost?" Chen Yuan laughed and replied, "It was nothing much, just over 70,000. As long as you like them, Auntie, that is all that matters." Witnessing this scene, Li Meng thought to herself, "Have a teacher and a police officer both fallen victim to the iron fist of wealth?" She turned her gaze toward the politely smiling Chen Yuan. He certainly knew how to bestow gifts, prescribing the exact medicine for the ailment, but now his generosity was only growing. Meanwhile, Old Lai set down his fishing rod. He smiled and said, "Chen Yuan, these gifts are too expensive. Your aunt and I are hesitant to accept them." In his mind, he calculated. The fishing rod alone was over 10,000, including the high-end cigarettes, wine, tea, and gold jewelry worth over 70,000. The total value was at least 100,000 more than their combined annual income. Hearing this, Chen Yuan raised a hand to stop him. "There is no need for such reservations. This is merely what a junior should do. I have also arranged a hotel driver for the next few days." Lu Zhen replied awkwardly, "That is far too much trouble. We can find a hotel ourselves." Chen Yuan checked his watch and said, "It is no trouble at all, Auntie. Allow me to fulfill my duties as a host. It is almost lunchtime. Let us go eat first." A short while later, at Zhao Nan Guo, the most prestigious new Chinese restaurant in Xingcheng, Li Zhao's family, and Chen Yuan arrived. Observing Chen Yuan's demeanor, Lu Zhen thought with satisfaction, "This young man, Xiao Chen, becomes more pleasing to the eye the more I look at him. He is truly a magnificent son-in-law. Could it be that the Limi family's ancestral graves are emitting green smoke?" She then spoke aloud. "This is just an informal first meeting. Why be so extravagant? Xiao Chen, you've spent far too much again." Chen Yuan poured the wine, replying with a smile, "Not at all. We are one family now. Uncle, Auntie, please visit Xingcheng often in the future. I offer this toast to you both." Old Li raised his glass. "Chen Yuan, we have no other demands. We only ask that you treat Xiao Xiao well. We hope you both will be patient with one another and progress together." Raising his glass with both hands, Chen Yuan replied, "Rest assured, Uncle." Meanwhile, Li Meng instinctively reached for the wineglass on Chen Yuan's side. This small gesture immediately sparked suspicion in Old Lin. After sitting down, Li Meng subconsciously leaned toward Chen Yuan. Though subtle, it was noticeable. If Xiao Xiao had done this, it would be natural, but Li Meng was Chen Yuan's sister-in-law. This is bad. Could it be that Li Meng and Chen Yuan have... As the thought crossed his mind, he watched Chen Yuan intently as he poured wine for Li Meng, before quickly brushing the suspicion aside. "No, it cannot be. I must be overthinking. Perhaps Li Meng simply admires Chen Yuan. But I must prevent this before it goes too far." Sigh. On such a happy day, has my professional habit as an officer kicked in again? The meal concluded in high spirits. After the meal, Chen Yuan took them to a hotel. He handed his card to the receptionist and said, "Hello, I'd like to book an executive suite." He thought to himself, "I cannot go to the hotel where Coach Liu is staying. If they cross paths and Old Lai discovers any clues, it would be disastrous. This place is far safer." Seeing this, Lu Zhen said with some hesitation, "Xiao Chen, this hotel is too expensive. Your uncle and I aren't that picky. A more modest hotel would be fine." Handing her the room card, Chen Yuan replied with a smile, "Auntie, the rooms upstairs have a magnificent view of the river. Do not worry, it is worth it. Besides, you rarely visit, so no expense is too great." From behind, Old Li approached Li Meng and whispered, Meng, let father ask you something." Li Meng asked in surprise, "Father, what is it?" He probed cautiously, Meng, have you found a partner recently?" Lemeng replied, I have not. My older sister's not even married yet. Why are you rushing me, father? At the very least, I must wait until she has wed. Old man Les smiled bitterly. I am not rushing you. If you do not wish to marry, I will not force the matter. I only wish to show concern for your heart's affairs, as Zhao Zhao has already found her beloved. Lemeng replied, Do not worry. For now, I have no intention of pursuing romance. If I find someone suitable, I will inform you as soon as possible. Furthermore, the man worthy of my affection has yet to appear. Though Chen Yuan possesses good qualities, I find him to be quite ordinary. Hearing this, old man Li thought to himself, From the way Meng Meng speaks, it seems she truly harbors no feelings for Chen Yuan. Could I have been overthinking? However, since she has spoken thus, I must nip any potential issues in the bud. He then said, Indeed, wealth and appearance are merely external things. One cannot judge a person by their surface alone. Do not be deceived by Chen Yuan's fine conduct. That may not be his true self. Perhaps he is merely putting on a performance for elders like us. Lemeng replied, Oh, enough, enough. Why do you keep mentioning him? Let us go, let us move along. With those words, the family went up to check into their rooms. Anxiety still gnawed at old man Liu's heart. Lemeng had just claimed Chen Yuan was ordinary, yet why was she unable to endure hearing a single ill word spoken against him? Did she truly have feelings for him, or not? What exactly was happening? Having raised a daughter for over 20 years, seeing her defend another man made him feel as though he were swallowing bitter medicine. 20 minutes passed in a flash. After settling Lei Zhao's parents, Chen Yuan escorted the two sisters back. Lei Zhao said gratefully, Chen Yuan, my parents were very happy today. I do not know how to thank you enough. Chen Yuan replied with a smile. Given our relationship, is there a need for such thanks? Besides, if you truly wish to show your gratitude, you can do so more thoroughly once we return. With her younger sister sitting in the back, Chen Yuan's bold words caused Lei Zhao to flush with embarrassment, her cheeks turning a deep crimson. In her heart, Lemeng cursed him silently. What a foul rogue! At that moment, Chen Yuan spoke again. Miss Le, how about I purchase a house for you? Lei Zhao was startled. What? No. You just bought me a car. Why would we need a house? It is not as if we lack a place to stay. Chen Yuan replied. Renting is inconvenient, and your current apartment is too small, with only 2 rooms. Your parents are still staying in a hotel. If we have children in the future, it will not be enough, he thought to himself. It took half a day to convince her to accept the car. To buy her a house, I must use a bit of strategy. The prospect of children should certainly appeal to a traditional woman like her. Indeed, seeing him plan so thoroughly for their future, Lei Zhao was deeply moved. She thought, Chen Yuan, do you truly wish to have children with me? But we are not even married yet. Still, he is so good to my parents, and has already planned our future. Perhaps he is a man worthy of my life's devotion. At this moment, she felt like the happiest woman in the world, and her favorability score rose to 88 points. Seeing this, Chen Yuan was overjoyed. As expected, the mere mention of children caused Miss Leah's favorability to skyrocket to 88. He imagined a scene where he was caught in an indiscretion with Lemeng by his father-in-law and Lei Zhao. Buying the house was not just about increasing her favorability and receiving system rewards. More importantly, it was about laying a foundation for the future. If my involvement with Lemeng is ever exposed, I fear old man Levay will truly strike me down. If I do more for them now, my chances of keeping my wretched life will be much higher when the truth eventually comes out. Sitting nearby, Lemeng partially guessed his intentions. She thought irritably, Chen Yuan using the excuse of children to buy my sister a house. What a shameless scoundrel. She gazed out the window, lost in thought. Once Chen Yuan buys her a house, she will likely move out, and his visits will become rare. After all, he only came here to see her. Seeing me was merely a matter of convenience. At that moment, Chen Yuan spoke again. Then it is settled. In the coming days, find some time to look at properties. I will select a few neighborhoods and send them to you later. However, Lei Zhao's greatest concern was her younger sister. She felt conflicted, thinking, I am fine either way, but what about Lemeng? What will happen to her? Will Chen Yuan allow her to live with us after we buy a house? Most men only desire a private space for 2. As if sensing her anxiety, Chen Yuan continued. We shall buy a 4-bedroom house. 1 for us, 1 for the child, 1 for Lemeng, and 1 reserved for my parents-in-law. Hearing this, Lei Zhao's spirits instantly lifted. She turned and replied, That would be wonderful. Lemeng also felt a weight lift from her heart. At least he has a conscience, she thought. Just then, Lemeng's phone chimed. It was a message from Chen Yuan. Are you moved? If so, remember to call me Daddy next time. Thank you. She cast a glance toward Chen Yuan, cursing him in her heart. A truly shameless, foul rogue. HMP8. Lemeng sent a message. You rogue, you had better forget everything that happened last night. I was only forced into it. After reading it, Chen Yuan replied, Forced? Who was the one who sought me out of their own volition last night? Lemeng snapped back. Shut up! Chen Yuan continued to provoke her. I recall someone saying, Brother-in-law, can I still expect you to use that title for me? Reading his words, Lemeng was consumed by a mix of shame and anger, replying, Shut up, shut up, shut up! Observing her expression through the rearview mirror, Chen Yuan chuckled to himself. His comrade in arms had lost her patience again. It was always the same. She loved to play with fire, despite knowing she would get burned. As the car reached an intersection and the light turned red, a message arrived from Du Cheng. Chen Yuan, I've found the perfect car, an M4. The base price is over 800,000, and after all the fees, it will be 885,000 yuan. Chen Yuan mused to himself. I gave her a budget of 2 million. Why would she choose such an inexpensive toy? He dismissed the thought, deciding he would have to spend more next time. He replied, Send me the 4S dealership's account details. I will transfer the funds immediately. The scene shifts to the following morning at the 4S dealership, where Du Cheng had already arrived. Accompanying her was Wan Feng, Du Cheng's close friend. She turned to Du Cheng and asked, Du Cheng, are you truly planning to buy this? The salesperson already quoted the price. You'll need over 800,000 to place the order, Du Cheng replied with a smile. I do not have the funds, but my boyfriend does. Wan Feng asked in shock. What? A boyfriend? Du Cheng explained, I have divorced Zheng Xianyang and now have a boyfriend. Though, perhaps, boyfriend isn't quite the right word. Wan Feng was stunned. Oh? When did this happen? Why are you only telling me now? But Du Cheng, I must warn you, the world is not as simple as you think. Older men are cunning. They already have everything they want. Why would he buy you a car? Du Cheng held up her phone and laughed. What, old man? My boyfriend is only 21. He would never lie to me. And the money has already been transferred. Wan Feng stood there, mouth agape in disbelief. Could such a wealthy, innocent, and straightforward young man truly exist in this world? A thought flickered in her mind. If a middle-aged woman like Du Cheng could capture the heart of such a rich scion, then surely she could do the same. She quickly asked, Du Cheng, young men love the nightlife. Let us go to a club tonight for some fun. Why don't you ask if your boyfriend wants to join us? Du Cheng was taken aback. Wife? Didn't you say you and your husband were having dinner together? Wan Feng linked arms with Du Cheng, her eyes crinkling with a forced smile. We are together every day. Dinner isn't important. Today is your big day, the day you get your new car. I must be there to celebrate with you. Internally, she sneered. My husband earns only $8,000 a month. He gives me $6,000. That is only $72,000 a year. It doesn't even cover the spare change for this car. Noticing her friend's superficial attitude, Du Cheng thought, how predictable. A young, handsome, and wealthy man who is also gifted in the bedroom. What woman wouldn't be unsettled upon hearing such things? She leaned in and whispered, in truth, this man has a very significant flaw. After a few unheard words, Wan Feng's eyes widened. What? Is that true? Du Cheng replied. Why would I lie to you? Every time. Involves agonizing pain, and it takes a long time to recover. I've already been hospitalized twice. Wan Feng patted her shoulder in consolation. Du Cheng, that sounds difficult. You have sacrificed far too much. Hearing this, Du Cheng thought, Feng, I am sorry, but you cannot handle a man this exceptional. It is better that I suffer this burden alone in silence. Wan Feng spoke up again. Du Cheng, tell me, are we truly best friends? Du Cheng replied, of course. Why do you ask? Waiting for that very answer, Wan Feng leaned in close. Actually, I have a secret of my own. Whatever was said caused Du Cheng's face to flush crimson. She turned and asked, Feng, when did you develop such a rebellious idea? Internally, she was reeling. I only wanted to make her retreat, but I never expected to discover such a strange obsession. How could she even consider trying something like that? Wan Feng smiled and said, in short, could you put in a good word for me? I won't interfere with your relationship. If neither of you minds, we could even make it 3. Hearing this preposterous proposal, Du Cheng stood frozen, her moral compass shattered. Are these truly the words of my best friend? A 3-person arrangement? Impossible. This could absolutely never happen. She then leaned in and whispered something back. A secret intended only for Wan Feng's ears. Hey. Immediately after, Wan Feng's eyes bulged as she cursed. How utterly perverted. I cannot believe such people exist. Du Cheng, How on earth do you endure it? If it were me, I certainly could not. She offered her sympathy, saying, "You must be covered in injuries, aren't you?" Du Chang put on a look of grievance and replied, "It's all right. It has become much more bearable now." With that, both of them stepped inside. Du Chang sighed in relief, thinking to herself that the matter was finally settled. She must never mention Shen Yuan to anyone else again. He was like a divine gift from the heavens, far too likely to incite the envy of others. At that moment, a notification chimed on Shen Yuan's phone. He glanced at it and noted that it was the refund generated by Sister Lin's recent vehicle purchase. He then turned to his young secretary, Xian, and instructed, "Select several residences in the Lu district, preferably near areas where expatriates reside. However, remember this, exclude the 3 communities of Tian Di Song Hu, Wan Pu Yue, and Jin Xiu Guan Yuan." Zai replied, "Understood. But sir, why must we exclude those 3 specific residential areas?" Shen Yuan explained with a faint smile. "Those 3 have already been purchased. In short, they cannot be settled in the same community." Understanding dawned on Xian instantly. Unbelievable, she thought. The boss has already bought homes for 3 different women in those areas, and now he intends to purchase a 4th for another? Truly masterful. As expected of the boss. Noticing her daze, Shen Yuan asked, "What are you staring at?" "Summon Zhongwu to my office." Startled, Xena replied, "Ah, right away, sir." Moments later, the man known as Zhongwu arrived. Shen Yuan inquired, "The handover for all the yoga studios is complete, and the largest branch is located in Jianfen, correct?" Zhongwu bowed slightly and replied, "That is correct, President Shen." Shen Yuan extended a file toward Zhongwu and said, "I need to arrange for a staff member in the administrative department. Inform Dongwan to cooperate fully with her." Receiving the documents, Zhongwu replied, "Consider it done, President Shen." With the task finished, he turned to depart. Zhongwu pondered silently. Just how many does this make? From Fu Yingzi to Liu Menglu, then Qiao Lei, Long Jinghan, and now a divorcee named Lin Ducheng. Gazing at Du Cheng's photo on the CV, Zhongwu was deeply impressed. The boss was truly a master of his craft. Not only did he possess immense power and resources, but he was also exceptionally skilled at managing women. While others might hide such affairs, this boss dared to place them all within the same company. Elsewhere, Jin Ya packed her luggage and left the resort, messaging Shen Yuan, "I have completed my resignation and booked a flight to Shengcheng for tomorrow." After reading it, Shen Yuan replied, "Very well. Accompany me to inspect the villa tomorrow." He contemplated that Jin Ya's arrival was perfectly timed. His inner circle was gradually taking shape. His management was becoming increasingly efficient, and the NPCs were performing their duties excellently within their respective departments. Everything was progressing in a positive direction. The profit targets and improvement measures issued by the system were expected to yield results within 2 months, far exceeding the initial refunds. He eagerly anticipated the secret industry reward. Based on the system's history, this reward would surely be far more magnificent than the rewards from the Jingfu company. At that moment, a knock sounded at the door. "Enter," Shen Yuan said. Jinghan pushed the door open and stepped inside. "Shen Yuan," she called out, approaching him. "I heard from Lei Lei that I could stay with you tonight. Is that right?" Feigning ignorance, Shen Yuan asked, "Oh, did I say such a thing?" Jinghan's expression slumped in disappointment. "I see. Perhaps Lei Lei misheard you." She turned to depart, saying, "Then I shall head back." Seeing this, Shen Yuan quickly caught her arm to pull her back. "I was merely teasing you. How could you fall for it so easily?" He pulled Jinghan into his embrace and whispered softly, "Join me for dinner." With her cheeks flushed crimson, she asked shyly, "Should we call Lei Lei as well?" Shen Yuan replied, "Did she not tell you of the punishment I gave her and Consultant Liu that day? More importantly, I have not spent much time with you lately. You aren't resentful, are you?" Hearing these words, Jinghan's heart felt a wave of warmth. She smiled happily and replied, "Of course not." Shen Yuan caressed her face. "And the matter regarding the 3 of us before, do you truly not mind?" Jinghan replied, "I truly do not." Shen Yuan's hand began to wander downward as he leaned in close. "You do not mind this, and you do not mind that? Then what exactly do you care about?"